Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Satchidananda-rupaya Vishvotpatyadi-hetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha. Shri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha. Shri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha. Sankaro narakasyaiva kulagnanam kulasya cha patati pitari hesham lupta pindodaka kriyaha. See, Sankara means, we have already talked, we have done this verse, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So, Sankara means crossbreeding. So, if there is crossbreeding we have already done 41, 42 we have done. 42 we have done, isn't it?
Yeah.
So when crossbreeding happens, whenever there is immorality, and immorality is there when the woman of the family, they are unprotected, they become corrupted. Why? Because of intermingling of caste, because the men, as we said last week, that the father is not there, the son is not there, the husband is not there. So even brother is not allowed to stay with the woman. So therefore, here it is told that as a result, intermingling of castes come about, and that is the society goes downwards as a result. One moment, I'll just fix this. Then we have already seen the Bhavartha Deepika here. Now we are at the 43rd verse. That was 41st. So 42 kahan hai?
43. 42 is the Sankara Narakaya.
That is 41.
Doshe Raitai.
42 is Shankara.
अभी आपने जो पढ़ा वो 42 है.
Yeah.
In this it is 41.
Doshe Raitai.
That what I read was 40. Acha, the printing is wrong. There also they have given 41, here also they have given 41. Confusing me.
इसमें 42 था.
So that is 42. Now 43rd is Doshai Retai. Doshai Retai Kulagnanam. Doshai Retai Kulagnanam. Varna Sankara Karakaihi. Varna Sankara Karakaihi. Utsadhyante Jati Dharmaha. Utsadhyante Jati Dharmaha. Kuladharmascha Shashwataha. Dharmascha Shashwataha. उत्सन्न कुलधर्माणां मनुष्याणां जनार्दन नरके नियतं वासो भवतीत्यनुशुश्रुमा. We can read together. दोषैरेतैकुलज्ञानां वर्णसङ्करकारकैः उत्साद्यन्ते जातिधर्माः कुलधर्माश्च शाश्वतः. शाश्वताः नहीं है, शाश्वतः.
तुलंबे शाश्वता है इसमें.
Is it some places? Okay. उत्सन्न कुलधर्माणां मनुष्याणां जनार्दन नरके नियतं वासो भवतीत्यनुशुश्रुमा. Oh, one more verse is 45 is also there. Aho batamahat papam kartum vyavasitavayam yad rajya sukhalobhena hantum swajana mudyataha. Aho batamahat papam kartum vyavasitavayam yad rajya sukhalobhena hantum swajanam udyataha. So here in the 43rd, 44th, 45th verse, he says, by the sins of those who destroy the family by the intermingling of castes, the long-standing caste duties and family customs get destroyed. That was the doshai retai. Dosha is the fault, the sin. And what about it? That I don't want to be the one who becomes the cause, who is the sinner, who is bringing this about. What bring about? The intermingling of castes. What is the, yes, last week I explained to you what is intermingling of caste. Forgotten? Good. So when I gave last week I gave example. If we are Vedic people, when we say we are Sanatana Dharmi, it goes without questioning that we accept the Vedas as the go-to place. Second, we follow the Varnashrama. That goes without question. There's no maybe not, I will think about it. No. If you are calling yourself Sanatana Dharmi, then you have to follow that you are a Brahma, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and also what is the ashrama? Brahmachari ashram, Grahastha ashram, Sannyas, Vanaprastha ashram and Sannyasa ashram. See? So when it says the Varna Sankara, cross-breeding of the Varna, Varna is Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. And the example, you were not there last week? No.
I understand what you're saying.
So what is the example that we gave? That if a group of people are put together and you give them a project, first the person will come to manage the group. And everyone slowly, after a little bit of tiff, someone will accept, okay, I think we should listen to him. Then out of 10 people, one person will be the leader, that is the Kshatriya. Then one or two people will be the advisors. They are brainy. They will come up with ideas. They will come up with how to put this project. They will put the timeline. They will put the mind map so that for everyone else it is clear how to do it and what resources are required, etc., etc. Those are the Brahmins. Then thinkers. So one was the manager, the other are thinkers. Then third is the Vaishyas. Vaishyas are maybe another two or three people, they will go and look for resources. They are good. it comes natural to them to source out the resources that are required for anything, and the rest four which are left, which is the majority, they are the Shudras, because they say that you tell us what to do, don't give us any responsibility. Don't tell us to lead. Don't tell us to get resources. You tell us. We are hard-working people. You tell us what to do. Put the brick on brick, we'll do it. Pluck the weeds, we'll do it. But tell us what to do. We don't want to think. So this is a natural breakup of in a group if they are given a project. In Sanatan Dharma, we naturally accept that this is the division, and we don't question it. Now, what you talk about Brahma, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, what is happening in India or what is happening here, all that is throw it away. All that is not the Varna. You have to live according to the characteristics, the brahmacharya, etc., in that place, in that. So, when a person from Brahmin family, for example, or last time I took Brahmin family, this time let's take Kshatriya family. A person wants, Mera Bharat Mahan, let's make Australia great again, MAGA, make Australia great again. And we are out for it. And you get married to a wife who says, hey, what make Australia great again? While Australia is becoming great, I'm not saying don't do it, but put some time, give me some contacts here and there. You are the Prime Minister, you are the Chief Minister, you are the so-and-so. So give me some contacts. We have to fill up our bank account also. Because she is a Vaishya, she is after money, she is after gold, she is after building up wealth. And this fellow, he doesn't care, he cares about wealth, but his inspiration in life is MAGA, for example. So and such people, when they succumb, because family life will break if you don't take care. So there you have to be strong to say, no, this is completely separate to what your desires are. But then continuous pressure, like Dasharath Maharaj was under the pressure of Kaikai, like that. So eventually you succumb, and then you were started with great inspiration, now you have ended up being a corrupt politician. And same way in anywhere else, it will be the same. This is called crossbreeding. So best is that if you are Shivaji's mother, she was a Kshatriya, he was a Kshatriya, she taught him, she taught his son also. See? So in this way, this is what is meant by crossbreeding, and that is happening freely today. in not only in India, even all over the world. In the name of freedom, crossbreeding is going on. Maybe it is a time for overhauling, I don't know. Then उत्सन्न कुल धर्माणाम मनुष्याणाम जनार्दन नरके नियतम वासो भवति इत्यनुशुश्रुमा. So here he says that for men, O Krishna, whose family customs get destroyed, their place is ever fixed in hell. So we have heard, and he is getting, Arjuna, you can see, he is getting worried. And therefore, having said all these list of what is going to happen, now he says, Aho bata mahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam yad rajya sukha lobhena hantu swajana mudyataha. So here he says that, therefore, after having given this whole list of reasons, He says, therefore, oh, what a grievous sin we have resolved to commit. Thank God we did not commit to the war. Thank God I did not shoot the arrow. Thank God the war has not started. In that, from the greed for the kingdom, we are ready to kill our kinsmen. Thank God they are ready to kill us. We were also ready to kill us. Thank God the war has not started. So in this way, Jnaneshwar Maharaj, taking this thought further, he says in explanation, देवा अवधारी आणिक एक एत घड़े महापातक जय संग दोषे हे हालौकिक भंशु पावे जय साधरी घरी आपुला वानिवसे वन्ही लागला तो आणिका ही प्रज्वलिला जाळुनी घाली तैसिया तया कुळसंगती जे जे लोके वर्तती तेही बाधू पावती निमित्ते येणे तैसे नाना दोषे सकळ अर्जुन म्हणे ते कुळ मग महाघोर केवळ निरय भोगी पडिलिया तिये ठाई मग कल्पांती ही उगंडू नाही उकलू नाही हियर इट इज उगंडू नाही ये सणे पतन कुळक्षयी अर्जुन म्हणे वन मोर देवा हे विविधकानी ऐकिजे परी अजुनिवरी त्रासू नुपजे हृदय व्रज्रांचे हे काय कीजे अवधारी पा अरे अच्छा अजून दोन आहेत अपेक्षिजे राज्य सुख जया लागी ते तव क्षणिक ऐसे जाणता ही दोख अवहेरुना हे वडील सकळ आपुले वधावया दिठी सूदले सांग पाकाय थे कुले घडले आम्हा आगे भी है क्या हाँ तीनों कर देते 3 more oh no not there okay so it was on 47 O Lord, listen, another grievous sin arises from this kin slaughter. So here it's still lost in his attachment to his cousins and relatives. And contact with this family also disturbs the public life, just as we are in an inner chamber of the house flares up and burns the other parts also. So everyone who comes in contact with this family gets affected by it, and because of these sins he suffers a horrible life in hell. So who is this? Last time we told man is not the foundation of a family. Woman is the foundation of a family, and if one woman is corrupted, the whole generation gets corrupted. And therefore here he is saying that anyone who comes in touch with such a corrupted family where the women are corrupt, means women are not righteous, there is crossbreeding happened, or they are eyeing other men, etc., or not living according to the varna that they are supposed to, etc., then whoever comes in touch with them, they get affected by them, and thus slowly the society goes to dogs. Thus here he says, when a person goes to hell, he finds no respite even at the end of the world. So total is his downfall from the destruction of a family. O Lord, you have been hearing my chatter, but it does not seem to trouble you. So the whole family, because one woman goes to hell, it's okay. The one who killed his husband or son, he goes to hell, is okay. But those children who have done nothing, they also, the generation, it also goes to hell because of the wrong orientation towards life. I'm telling you, I'm logically telling you everything. I have studied the scriptures, Lord, but you are not nodding, you are not saying anything. Bhagavan is still quiet. Keep speaking. You have been hearing my chatter, but it does not seem to trouble you. Why have you made your heart as hard as an adamant? This body for which we expect royal pleasures is ephemeral. Now he's talking Gyan. No, he's talking knowledge. This body is ephemeral. He studied with Dronacharya. No, Kripacharya. Dronacharya used to teach them Astra and Shastra. And Kripacharya used to teach them. He is also standing in front. So the three people who are standing in front of him is Bhishmacharya, Dronacharya and Kripacharya. The Kripacharya taught them the scriptures. So he is a good student. He is a single-pointed. So he knows now he is bringing. Whole life he did not worry about it. Now in the battlefield when he has to show his mettle, he is showing. But body is ephemeral. Ephemeral, that it is continuously changing. It's an illusion. It is born, so it is going to die one day. Anything that is born must die. And what is illusion? Illusion means, mithya means that which comes into existence and goes out of existence. This body for which we expect royal pleasures is ephemeral. So all this war and all these sins we are going to commit, and the consequent sins and the destruction of the society and the generations, all that because of the war. And what are we killing anyway? We are only going to kill the body. Body itself is ephemeral. Don't you know, Lord? Here Jnaneshwari Maharaj is saying, "Oh Lord." In Bhagavad Gita, because Sanjay is speaking, so he is saying it, so said the Lord. But what was the actual? Arjun has not taken Krishna as a Lord yet. What is the name he uses here? Janardana. So, knowing this, should we not avoid this sin of kinslaughter? It's a question to Sri Krishna, to Bhagavan, but at the same time, he himself is not, he doesn't know whether to be convinced with this statement or not to be convinced with this statement. And probably, we'll see what happens. Have I not committed enough sin by looking at these elders with the intention of killing them? See, even the thought of killing elders, of killing the Guru, of killing the Shastra Guru, that thought itself is a sin. And therefore he makes a concluding decision. What is that? Yadi mama pratikaram ashastram shastrapanayah dhartarashtrarane hanyuhu tanam me kshemataram bhavet yadi mama pratikaram ashastram shastrapanayah dhartarashtrarane hanyuhu tanam me kshemataram bhavet. He says, even if in this battle the Kauravas wielding weapons in their hands were to kill me, unresisting and unarmed, that would be far better for me. Now, total breakup of personality. this is the second time he's saying it. He's saying opposite statements, but this statement that it is better that they kill me rather than I kill them, this is the second time he's saying it. And this shows a complete corruption of his intellect, and as a result, he has lost the plot, and you will see what happens after that. आतायावरी जे जियावे तया पासूनी हे बरवे जे शस्त्र सांडुनी साहावे बाण त्यांचे तयावरी होय जितुके ते मरण ही वरी निके परी येणे कल्मशे चाड नाही ऐसे देखो नि सकळ अर्जुने आपुले कुळ मग म्हणे राज्य ते केवळ Niraya Bhogu. He says, Jnaneshwar Maharaj says, rather than live like this, it is better to lay down the weapons and suffer the attacks of the Kauravas. The Dronacharya, he kept the weapons down. Why? He was also attached to his son. Someone told, Ashwatthama is dead. And Yudhishthir also came and said, he said, Yudhishthir, is Ashwatthama dead? He didn't say Ashwatthama, my son. He said Ashwatthama is dead. He says, yes, Ashwatthama is dead. The elephant. So there was an elephant also by the name. But he said elephant only so that he could hear it, not Dronacharya. And the moment he knew Yudhishthir will never tell lies. And the moment he hears it from the mouth of Yudhishthir, there and then he leaves his weapons, sits down in meditation, and their commander-in-chief, who is Drushtadimna, Draupad's son, Drupad's son, he comes and cuts his head off. But he cuts the head off of a person who has left his body disidentified. Because that was the power that Dronacharya had. So rather than live like this, what is living like this? This continuous sin, this the inner conflict at the body level, at the mind level, at the intellect level. Arjuna is also not enjoying it because he's thinking. His thinking is all, as we have told you before, his thinking is all correct, but in a wrong place at the wrong time. It is better to lay down the weapons and suffer the attacks of the Kauravas. He is being a Gandhian here. One slap, okay, we give one more. No. Why should we say only Gandhian? Even Buddhists are like that. Non-violence. That is why this is the condition. We must protect what we have. How? You build the ability. See? Build the ability to protect so nobody messes with you. See? How do you protect?
Focus mind.
Insurance. You protect by home insurance, landlord insurance, car insurance, health insurance. This is how you protect.
Content insurance.
Content insurance. You don't trust him. But maybe he gave you you are in this system, so you are doing it. See? Think. It would be far better to meet death in this way. I do not at all like the idea of committing the sin of a kinslaughter. So he is a warrior. He has killed the enemies many times, and yet here The words that he is using is, I don't want to be the killer of, guilty of kin slaughter. Means I don't want to slaughter my nears and dears. So one thing is clear in his mind. What is that? That I'm going to kill. That I have the ability to kill. I can kill. But I will not kill my nears and dears. Other people, it's okay. If it was someone else, if these people were not in front of me, then I have fought other wars. Arjuna saw his kinsmen on the battlefield. He said that to enjoy a kingdom by killing them would be like hell. What's the point of, again he is repeating it. What's the point of having, what is the point when I come to the kingdom after winning and there is nobody to share the kingdom with? My brothers are not there, my teacher is not there, my elders are not there. What's the point? It will be a living hell. Every day when I'm moving through the palace, through the kingdom, it will remind of all the death I have caused. And I'll regret that, is this the price that I had to pay to come here? To get this? Sanjaya uvacha eva muktvarjuna sankhe rathopasya upavishata visrujya sasharam chapam shoka samvigna manasaha. Sanjaya uvacha, sorry, we should repeat now. Sanjaya uvacha eva muktvarjuna sankhe rathopasya upavishata visrujya sasharam chapam shoka samvigna manasaha. And saying, making all these arguments, excuse me, voicing all these arguments and coming to the conclusion that it is better to be killed rather than kill. And what's the point of getting the kingdom when there is nobody to share with? Thus spoke Arjuna on the battlefield and sat on the chariot seat, laying down his bow and arrow, his heart filled with sorrow. Eva mukta Arjuna sankhe rathopasya. Upasya is the place which is between the charioteer and between the back of the chariot and the horses. So what that part is there. That place is called as the upastha. So there he, after this diatribe, after that he sits down and Visujya sasharam chapam shoka samvigna manasaha. Aise tiye avasari Arjuna bolila samari Sanjayo mane avadhari dhrutarashtrate maga atyanta udvegala na dharata gahivaru ala tetha udi ghatali khala रथौनिया जैसा राजकुमरू पदच्युतु सर्वदा होय उपहृतु कारवीराहुग्रस्तु प्रभाहीनु नातरी महासिद्धि संभ्रमे जिंतलात्रासु भ्रमे मग आकळुनि कामे दीनु कीजे तैसा तो धनुर्धरु अत्यंत दुखे जर्जरु दिसे जेतरहं वरु त्यजिला तेणे मग धनुष्य बाण सांडिले न धरत अश्रुपात आले ऐसे ऐके राया तेथ वर्तले संजयो म्हणे आता यावरी तौ वैकुंठनाथु देखो निसखेद पार्थु कवणे परी परमार्थु निरूपील te savistar pudhari katha ati sakautika aikata jnana deva mane ata nivritti dasu prathama prithvi acha jnana deva mane ata nivritti dasu प्रथम अध्याय समाप्त चित्र उदाहरण अच्छा ये कुछ और ही है I'm just reading whatever is given there. Sanjay said to Dhritarashtra, "Listen, O king, Arjuna spoke thus on that occasion on the field of battle. He became very agitated and disturbed and overcome by violent grief and jumped down from the chariot, even as a deposed prince becomes the object of scorn, or the sun in eclipse, swallowed by demon Rahu, becomes lackluster, loses its all light." So Arjun has the tej, the sphurti, the vitality, the valor, everything has been sucked out of him. He's just fallen in a heap. Or an ascetic tempted by miraculous powers goes astray and overcome by desire becomes wretched. So here in that little bit, he didn't have to, Jnaneshwar Maharaj didn't have to point this out, but even the ascetic, little bit sadhana, siddhi comes and the siddhi hijacks his mind. And why did he start all the practices? To attain the divine. And now he is a slave of the powers that he has gained. Then, O king, becomes red. So Arjuna seemed overwhelmed by excessive grief. After he dismounted from the chariot, then, O king, he threw down his bow and arrows, and his eyes were filled with copious tears. After seeing Arjuna so overwhelmed with grief, the Lord of Vaikunta will impart him wisdom. It is a joy to listen to the story which will come next in great detail. So said Jnanadeva, disciple of Nivritti. See, so this we have repeated, I'm not going to repeat, we know this has happened. How does Vishada Yoga become a impetus for inspiration? This is Vishada Yoga, breakdown of personality. How identity crisis can become a cue for renewed, infinite inspiration. Normally, see how this chapter has begun, or what we want to see here. Lord, here, the Pandava side, they did not choose to blow their conches after the Kaurava army blew their conches, not blowed, blew their conches, starting with Bhishmacharya. That was to quieten the Duryodhana. They all waited. The Lord played his Panchajanya, then everyone. Similarly, whenever in our life we have to come to be alert to the inner voice of the Lord who is ever guiding us. So that Panchajanya, outside, the Lord who's playing the conch, he said, okay, we accept the challenge. Let's start the war. Arjuna did not start the war. He did not listen to the voice of the Lord. He played his conch, yes, but very next moment he is fallen in a heap, giving unnecessary logic and arguments because of his attachment. Same way, when we do not listen to our conscience, which is nothing but the the Lord's voice within our heart to do or not to do, to say or not to say, and we overlook it. Sometimes it can happen there and then, sometimes it can happen after some time, that you fall in a heap. I should have listened to that voice within. It was so loud and clear and I didn't listen to it, and now I am facing the consequences of not listening to it, isn't it? See, how does Vishad come into our life? So first was not listening to our inner voice. Second is Vishad comes into our life when someone undermines our ability. You are going to kill your grandfather. Puss. Or this is what Krishna told him. Here, these are the people you have to fight. So the moment your ability to act is questioned, is undermined, a doubt is presented, and do you have what it takes? And when you think about it, Arjuna thought about it, and you have seen the result, isn't it? Third, so first was the inner voice, you should listen. Second is someone challenges your ability to act, even though you have accepted the challenge, but your ability to act. Third, someone challenges your intention. Someone challenges your intention. This is what you are going to bring about as a result of the war. Is it worth it? And the last, but not the least, is breach of trust. So you love your grandfather, you love your teacher, and you are surrendered to your teacher, and you are breaching their trust by killing them. And all these four, except the first one, the ability to act in a particular situation, the intention, are you going to kill your own, and the breach of trust, all these three arguments Dhritarashtra had sent as a virus into the Pandava camp in just before the final day, the D-Day, the night before. Who had taken the virus? Sanjay himself. Some places they say, what was their minister's name? Dhritarashtra's younger brother? Vidur. Vidur and Sanjay went. Some places they say Sanjay went. So you can find out. So Sanjay only had told all this. And as I told you before, Yudhishthir was very clear, Bhima is very clear. Yudhishthir is clear that this is a dharma yuddha. So there's no question of moving back. We have tried everything not to have the war, but they are hell-bent on having a war. Bhima is very clear. Why? He has taken a vow, I'm going to drink the blood of Dushasan. So for him also it is very clear. Nakul and Sahdev are very clear because they say whatever the elder brother says, we will just follow it. So they are also very clear. No question of confusion in any of these four. But the middle one, the yo-yo, is Arjun. And this Arjun, whatever that virus was sent by Dhritarashtra, though that virus alone, he has made it as an excuse for not fighting the war. All arguments that he is giving here are the ones which Sanjay narrated on behalf of Dhritarashtra, and Dhritarashtra said, you are intelligent people, you are sattvic people, you are good people, my children are out of my hand, I cannot do anything, and let us not bring about the destruction, all these arguments. There will be kulasang, admixture of the castes, and there will be crossbreeding, and people will go to hell, this, that, and society will be spoiled and destroyed. All these arguments Dhritarashtra has sent. He knew that Arjun is straightforward, he has a very good heart. He knew. And the reason for him to send Sanjay the night before the D-Day is, first, presence of Arjuna in the Pandava army inspires the Pandava army incomparably. And absence of Arjuna in the Kaurava army scares them. They are afraid of Arjun and his prowess. And how do I checkmate this whole thing? So that blind king has sent Sanjaya, the charioteer, into the opposite camp with this virus to maybe someone will catch it. And yes, it did. And the result was the ability to act was questioned, the intention was questioned, and the trust, that I trust you guys. You are good people. I can't trust my children. And all of them are getting broken. Why? We did not listen to the Lord's call. We are listening. So after Lord's call, there was no question. But the moment came to act, immediately the ability to act was snatched away from you or questioned. By whom? By the arguments are Dhritarashtra's. But Bhagavan knows past, present, future. He puts him in the right place. The purpose, the reason of Lord, he could have taken him anywhere, but he wants to give Bhagavad Gita to us. Because the time, this period that we are in, the Kali Yuga, it is coming. This was 700-800 years ago. That's when Kali Yuga began. Just after Krishna left his body, Kali Yuga, Parikshit, after Parikshit's, he was holding it. But actually Kali Yuga began when Krishna left the mortal body. From that moment onwards, Parikshit did not allow the advent of Kali Yuga because of his purity and because of his prowess. But eventually he surrenders, and he gives him a place in the gold pubs and the what is that? Vaishyagraha. And thus immediately Kali Yuga comes and sits into his crown, and his mind goes, and he gets the curse that you are going to die in 7 days. And so Krishna also knows, Vyasa also knows. Krishna spoke to Arjun, but Krishna did not give us. He wants to give it to the world, but it is the Maharishi Ved Vyas who is writing the Mahabharata. He may have said it in few verses, but Vyas means what? Expand. What is this seat called? Vyasa Peeth. I'm reading those verses, I'm taking the words of Jnaneshwari Maharaj and I am expanding it. Similarly, there is a Chatushloki Bhagavad. You heard? It's complete Vedanta. One straight, there's nothing but one Paramatma. When Maharishi Vedvyas was sitting after all this, he was sitting there And he was thinking, oh, I have written the Vedas, helped to compile them together. I have written the Puranas, I have written the Upapuranas, I have written the Mahabharata. Still, why am I feeling empty inside? The moment this feeling came, because he's very synchronized from within, he's alert. Immediately Narad Muni comes. Narad Muni comes and he says, so kuch kuch hota hai. Something is happening. You're feeling empty. So here, he gives him the Chatushloki Bhagavad. And he says, now you have the ability, you contemplate on it and see, pen down whatever comes. So though that knowledge of only 4 shlokas triggered Maharishi Vedvyas to go into the past cycle of creation and bring back the 18 Puranas and wrote the stories of Vishnu Puran, Skanda Puran, Brahma Puran, Bhavishya Puran, Devi Puran, Linga Puran, etc. etc. For whom? For the generations that were going to come in the future. See? So for our sake, the Lord has taken Arjuna in front of these 3. And in this way, the Arjuna, he threw down his bow and arrows, and totally broken from within, thinking about the consequences. Thinking about the consequences. Nothing has happened. War has not started yet. Thinking about the consequences. When do we get anxious? Only when we are thinking about consequences. So here, what is his desire? What is his expectation? That I can fight war if all this does not happen. You see? I will fight war if all this does not happen. Then it is okay. So when we have a certain desire or a certain expectation of the future, and here the expectation of the future, what should be? What is the expectation? That we have to defeat these people and become the kings of the kingdom of Hastinapur. But which Hastinapur? Where there is no one. He has given all the reasons. So he doesn't like the scene. I'll come to an empty palace. All rooms are empty. My legs will go to the grandfather's room, but there is no grandfather. My feet will go to the guru's room, but there is no guru. What's the point of going through all this? And thinking, this is what happens to us also. When we start thinking about what will happen if I do this, what will happen if I do that, if I sack these 3 people from the work, what will happen? If I get this plumber and he is not a good one, then what will happen? Today's reality. And if I take the car and if the car breaks down on the way, then what will I do? Many people become anxious and therefore they don't drive. Therefore they want to get the plumber who is good, who has been used by someone else. Think. And when such people, when they keep thinking about the possible results in the future which have not fructified yet, they become anxious. When they are in Vishad, when they are in crisis, they can only think of negative. They cannot think of positive. And let us hear the Lord, Bhagavan, has given us this first chapter, Arjuna Vishad. Now, what is the chapter going afterwards? What does it say? Does it say anything? नहीं है?
In the last line somewhere.
I don't have. You chant. I don't have it here.
Jnanadeva.
इति श्री ज्ञानदेव विरचितायां भावार्थ दीपिकायां प्रथमोऽध्यायः श्री सच्चिदानन्दार्पणमस्तु प्रथमोऽध्यायः समाप्तः.
I don't have that in this book. So, so here it, normally क्या आता है तुम्हारे पास? भगवद गीता है क्या? You read what is given in the Bhagavad Gita. हाँ? इति श्रीमद् भगवद गीता उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्म विद्यायां योग शास्त्रे श्री कृष्णार्जुन संवादे अर्जुन विषाद योगो नाम प्रथमोऽध्यायः. So this is the first chapter, which is a conversation between only one-way conversation, Arjun only, but a conversation between Arjun and Bhagwan. And it is, and what is the topic that is covered here? The identity crisis or of Arjuna, or despondency of Arjuna, who has totally lost the plot. And here many people in their life, and therefore it is called the first chapter. This is the first chapter. This crisis in life or despondency in life, many times, if you read biography of Isaac Newton, not Isaac Newton, sorry, who is this? E is equal to mc square kiska hai? Einstein. If you read biography of Einstein, he wanted to finish his life. If you read the life, and eventually became such a great, if you read the biography of Buckminster Fuller, he was standing on the banks of the river and he wanted to commit suicide because everything, business he has started, job he has started, work, whatever he undertakes, it just falls in a heap and he does not fit anywhere. And he says, what is this life? Nothing. Oh. And he wanted to give up. He says, okay. And as he's sitting there and about to jump over the railing, inner voice comes. And the inner voice says, you can jump anytime. Give yourself one more chance. Now you have decided that you are going to kill yourself. So you know that you can kill yourself. You are not afraid to die. Why not give yourself one more chance? And he went back to his lab and he became one of the, many patents he came up with. What you use today, everywhere, everyday life, so many patents. Same way Thomas Edison also, we know that so many thousands of ways he tried to convert electricity into light, but it did not. Wife left, money left, bankers left, someone put a fire to his factory, to his research lab, that also burned away. It must have gone through Vishad. What is happening? And then Sadesati was over. You don't know that. Sadesati is in everyone's life. For 7.5 years, the planet Saturn comes. And the moment he comes, everything goes haywire. So, Sadesati came, maybe it was leaving. The moment it left, the next experiment, next attempt, electricity was converted to light. Same way, we are doing sadhana, we are listening to satsangs, we go to different satsangs, we meet different Mahatmas. Does it occur to you, why is it not clicked till now? Does it? Why has it not clicked? Intellectual appreciation must convert into direct experience. We are not here to collect information. It must convert into direct experience. So if Arjuna is going to listen to Bhagavan for the next 17 chapters, the result will be what? All cobwebs gone. All cobwebs gone. But as a seeker, we are here, I think we are all seekers. We are not come here to fight. Arjuna had to fight. We are not come here to fight. We have come here to transcend. That's why we are studying. And we want to transcend without we want to transcend, but at present we don't know what is the right way. Where are we going wrong? Where in my assessment of myself I am going wrong? Where in my own mind and my own abilities I have felt that I am going the right way? Arjuna is also feeling that way. Every argument that he is giving, he feels he is right. But the outcome is despondency, crisis. Outcome is not inspiration. So find out in your life, whenever we make decision, whenever we give reasons for doing or not doing, is it inspiring you or is it leading to a lack of inspiration, which eventually leads to despondency and crisis? So this is what we have to learn from this chapter. And there is no person on this planet, past, present or future, who has not had challenges in his life, who has not had crisis in his life. We get crisis every day. Forget about in life once. Every day we have crisis. So how do we deal with this crisis? How do we deal with these challenges? Because every challenge will have two options, the right way and the wrong way. So what makes us, see, as a student of Bhagavad Gita, our decisions, you are free to make decisions. That free will is there. You are free to make the choice. But whatever choice you are making, is it in resonance with the scriptures? That you check. Arjun, he has given the right reasons, but in an imaginary scenario, they will be correct, but not on the battlefield. Battlefield is not the place to give these reasons. So find out whenever we come across crisis in life, you check, how can I come out of it? And the best way to do that is surrender to the Lord. Surrender to the Lord. Arjun, I'm just repeating it again. Arjun, he has till now never surrendered to the Lord. He has always taken him as a divine friend. As a divine friend. He knows he is extraordinary. Sakha. Sakha means mate. A divine mate. So, how can the knowledge, Krishna is all knowledgeable, how is that knowledge going to come? Unless he doesn't, that will be the next chapter, I'm not going to go into that. But Sanjay, having concluded here in the last verse that he sat down, he says, this is what happened. You asked me Sanjay, tell me, Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre, Samaveta Yuyutsava, Mamaka Pandava Chaiva, Kimakurvata Sanjay. You asked me that question. This is what happened on the first day. What did we tell you? When is this question being asked by Dhritarashtra to Sanjay? On the 10th day. 10th day. When he gets the news that Bhishmacharya, the one who had the free will to die, is lying on a bed of arrows. And those arrows have been shot by none other than Arjuna. And Dhritarashtra was absolutely sure that the virus that he has sent will catch him. And as he's giving the unfolding the events, the different pictures we told you. The first picture was Dhritarashtra, then the next picture was the Duryodhana and the Kaurava army and the Pandava army, and then the second picture was Duryodhana complaining to the grandfather that you are not doing enough. When is this? He's itching to fight. Itching. And the third picture was of Shweta, Krishna and Arjun bringing the chariot to the middle of the two armies. And the final one where the Arjuna's Vishad is taking place. And yes, we must stand in the middle. Where is the chariot? In the middle of the two armies. Where you should stand in yourself, in the middle of good thoughts and bad thoughts. It is the best place. Someone just from Bangalore, they sent me an SMS. Swamiji, today is my 54th birthday. Please give me blessings. I said, stay equanimous. See, that is the best blessing you can give. So remain equanimous. But what happens is, you remain in the middle, but you still have to look at good and bad. And if you have a twisted view of what you are seeing as good and bad, then problem. Then immediately from witnessing, from equipoise, you fall down again into ego. Here the triggers were sattvic reasons. He's saying it out of pure heart. But that is what happens. Self-pity comes. How why this is happening to me this question comes. I have never done bad to anyone. We have been righteous, etc., etc. All the reasons that were given. So equanimity does not mean giving a dialogue. Equanimity or being equanimous means remaining in the middle in silence. In silence. When I go with Swamiji around, you must have also experienced those who go sometimes. I never speak to him much. If he says, then I'll answer, yes Swamiji, no Swamiji, okay Swamiji, jada nahi. If crowd is there, then it's a different matter. I have to manage. But when we are going for a long walk, I don't speak at all. It's just him and me. And as we are going, whatever is required to be heard at that, whatever, he speaks. Whatever trigger I need to contemplate, he speaks. Something that has been some thought, a different angle, how to look at it, or some clarity about it, some ambiguity I had in my approach to it, and I just put it in my mind, it will get resolved. Normally I do that, and usually the text resolves it, or as I'm taking it, it gets resolved. If there are still some things left, he resolves it when you are going. I don't ask the question. I don't show him how much I know. Never, till today. If he says, you go into the, nahi Swamiji, aap hi lijiye kya? Yet he gives it sometimes, but so here Arjun is showing off his knowledge in front of the Lord. He's not taking the clarion call to be inspired to fight. Instead, he's teaching the Lord or saying all these wise words in front of the Lord as if the Lord does not know. Even though he knows that the person who is standing in front of him is very, very powerful and very, very knowledgeable. But he doesn't know how powerful and how knowledgeable. He has only seen that he is a great diplomat, that he's a great, he's got the Sudarshan Chakra, that he's a great strategist, that whatever his warrior enemies were, some way or the other, he has brought about their downfall and protected his community, the Yadavas, from those, let it be Jarasan, let it be Shishupal, let it be Kamsa, let it be Poundrak, etc., and all the Rakshasas. He has protected. He has heard the stories, but he has never he has experienced maybe Shishupal directly, where he kills him. He has experienced in the presence of the Bhagavan making Bhima kill Jarasandha. But Arjun himself has done such great acts, something or the other, because his arrows can make the sky into flames. He can make floods happen. He can make lightning happen. He can make stones fall on the army. So he also has many, many tricks up his sleeve. Krishna also has many, but he has got a bit more. And therefore he says, yeah, he is a bit more, but I am not less. So when you are comparing in that manner, you are not taking him to be the Lord, divine. You are taking him as an extraordinary. Now, with this background, with all this, क्या कहेंगे, garbage in his head, which has brought about his crisis in him, he will still hold on to his his conclusion that I think I should not fight, and he'll keep repeating it. Even after he surrenders to the Lord, still he keeps repeating it. It has gone so deep into his psyche that he should not fight the war, he should not commit the sin, that he doesn't want to go to hell. And he doesn't want to be the one whom the society in the future calls. He is the reason that there was Varna Sankara. That the society went to dogs because of Arjun. And with this, when we begin the next chapter, the first line is, I think, is the first line by Krishna or Sanjay? No, Sanjay Uvacha. But is it the Lord speaking or they have added some other verse? Okay. So we will look, what is the time now? 8:46. We'll leave it here for today. We'll start second chapter fresh. So with all this background, when you understand, most important out of all this, what is the most important? Don't be a Arjun when studying Bhagavad Gita. Don't be a Arjun. Why? Arjun only went to heaven. He didn't realize. You have come here as a seeker. But if you come here as a Arjun, then okay, take it that way and go and fight the war of life and come out victorious, no problems. But if you come here as a person who is wanting to realize, then look at Bhagavad Gita by wearing the shoes of Krishna. So think how he is thinking, not how Arjuna is receiving. So when you take the position of Krishna, then before Bhagwan speaks to Arjun, he is absolutely clear as to what his position is. What is his position? Is he the doer? Is he the enjoyer? Is he the jiva? Is he the brother or etc.? Is he the reflected consciousness? Is he the pure consciousness, the truth? Is he the Lord? Is he the human being as Krishna? Is he the Ishvara or is he the Paramatma? Krishna is ever aware of all the roles. And because he is aware of all the roles, he is able to systematically present the topic to Arjuna in the following chapters. But you cannot do that. Chalo, let's say this and see if he gets better. Let's see if we say this and he gets better. No. To be able to present the various chapters, Karma Yoga, then Karma Sannyasa Yoga, then Dhyana Yoga, then Bhakti Yoga, etc., etc. You have to know all of that and be able to present it to a needy student or a devotee in a manner that that fellow is able to understand, imbibe and transform. Very important. The language should be such. If you tell the last class, Adhyatma Ramayana, that Lavanya came, and I just told, out of love and out of you say, hey monkey, है ना, कई बार बोल देते हैं. So I said, hey monkey, where are you going? She looked at me like this. Who are you calling monkey? I'm not monkey. I was saying it out of jest. Normally, when people used to say us, we used to act like monkey. You're fools. You get a reply back nowadays from a 5-year-old, 6-year-old. See? So we have to communicate to them in such a way, like that kid. When she does not, if the mother teaches her something, she will not learn. If a teacher is teaching her, she will learn. If mother is strict, she doesn't accept the mother's strictness. But the teacher on the Zoom is so strict, she accepts his discipline. This is what happens when from friendship, from acceptance, from taking for granted, you move into teacher-disciple relationship. Knowledge passes not through friendship. Knowledge passes through teacher-disciple relationship. And in that relationship, more important than teacher is the disciple. The disciple has to be available. And let's see. So, are we available to the Lord who is within us, throbbing within us, expressing through us? Yesterday we saw, in Panchadashi we saw, in Prashna Upanishad we are seeing how that one reality alone is pervading the whole being that we are. And if that one reality leaves, all faculties in our body go. So be available to that X factor. What is that? That is the dharma. So when I say that wear the shoes of the Lord means be attentive to that infinite, be attentive to that Lord. The Paramatma, the infinite reality, cannot give you knowledge because he is formless and attributeless. Then who can give you knowledge? Only Ishvara. Ishvara can give you knowledge. So be attentive. It was not space who was speaking to Arjuna. It was Lord in form. So somewhere in our life, we can be friends, everything, some place we should have in our life where we surrender completely, where we empty ourselves completely, where we are at contentment with ourselves. When we are, that can be some temple, that can be some Guru Maharaj, that can be some text, that just by chanting, that can be some mantra that you are chanting, that can be your altar in your home, where you light a lamp and you sit down and suddenly you feel you are home. Some place we must all have, some anchor. Build, if you don't have, build it. Build it up. With that, with those thoughts, we conclude today's satsang. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Next week, the class is not on Thursday, it is going to be on Tuesday. Tuesday evening, 7:30 to 9. So, if you want to come to Samida's place, welcome. Otherwise, Zoom. Sit quietly for a moment.